Hey Clashers, it is still the raid weekend, and I get so many questions about the ranking within the raid weekend, which means it's showcasing the loot you have gotten for your clan. And I get a lot of questions like, Itsu, is this certain amount of loot good for me or is this bad? So what we try to actually accomplish in this video is trying to get above the 20k clan goal overall, and then I will share my opinion about like what should be the numbers you should reach and overall what I think about this ranking. But let's get into it and let's start things off with the Builder's Workshop. Builder's Workshop, on this one, we might be able to take it down with 2 attacks. And if we take it down with 2 attacks, that would mean that we're getting 8,000 clan gold in just the 2 attacks. And that would be awesome because we have 6 attacks overall. So it means overall round about 24k clan gold if we achieve that. That's obviously the big thing. But what we're trying to do is, again, using the raid cards. Don't worry, we're not going to use archers. If you want to attack something with like 2 attacks or even like try to take it as quickly as possible, I feel like archers most of the time are not the correct answer. Archers are really good versus decent bases where you need an opening, for example, things like that. That's where archers are really shining. But if you're attacking a base which is like, let's say not build up optimal, then that's typically the case where you try to come with cannon cards or like something like that. For us, we're going in with P.E.K.K.A, raid cards, and a couple of archers and a couple of rams actually, to hopefully get a nice push and get a huge part of the base already out. I think we're using actually only 1 ram because I feel like we should be fine with 1, and at the same time we have just like a super barbarian which can trigger taps, do whatever Super Barbarian does. Let's see how that's going to work. But going in from the far right side, and that's something which I really like to do, especially if I try to avoid a lot of traps. Do not go in from the short way because that's a lot of times baited. So instead, we're going in from this far right side and hopefully get some nice entry over there. Let's get ready. Let's get ready and see if it's going to work, if we can achieve actually the goal which we have set for this video. Let's go in. Let's start things off with the P.E.K.K.A. We need a tank in front of our cannon card. Actually, that was a trap already, but that's not too big of a problem. We are only using a couple of the barbarians spawned by the raid card. So things are looking good. More P.E.K.K.A. in there. And as soon as we can actually wall break in around the top side, we are going to do exactly that. Because with that, we can actually reach out of those buildings really easily in there. And the barbarians are tanking pretty nicely the multi-cannon because that is actually going to hurt otherwise on our P.E.K.K.A. So things so far looking good. Archer at the same time around the bottom side. The raid car actually one-shotting those defenses with the rage, most of them at least. That is pretty scary, not gonna lie. And now we have still 1 archer. We have still 1 barbarian. I'm not sure. I feel like the barbarian somewhere around the top side. The jump spell already in place, so make sure that we're having the access into the base around the top side. Let's try and find some traps. There we go. That's what the barbarian is for. Nicely done. And then with the archers already preparing the second attack because the blast spell, we had not taken care of it just yet. But we have not gotten into the range of it just yet. So that's not the biggest problem. Still 2 raid cards still going. But I feel like the one... Do we get the spear thrower? Do we get the spear thrower? That's the big question. And... Come on, that's in a range. That's guaranteed in a range. What is that? That is unfortunate, I guess. Okay. We have gotten everything we wanted. I think we're looking good. 54% overall with this first attack. That is promising. And we need to have a strong second attack to finish this base. So I think we're adjusting the army a little bit and see what we're actually coming up with. I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to go with. We have the option of rage. We have the option of a heal. We have the option between going in with giants or going in with P.E.K.K.A. And I'm really not sure. I feel like, yes, there is some splash, but if you're using a heal spell, we could kind of counteract that. At the same time, a rage would be really nice to get through all of the damage really quick because it's so stacked, right? It's so stacked with all of the spear throwers, everything. It's really stacked, so going through this with rage would be maybe good. I'm in between because I'm really not sure what might be the best way. It's either a lot of P.E.K.K.A. with the rage most likely, or then a lot of giants with the heal. Because I feel like P.E.K.K.A. and a heal are not working that great together. It's like kind of the same thing as you would use a heal spell maybe for... I don't know, for a regular P.E.K.K.A. in the home village. It's just not that strong because for a heal spell, it is going to heal every single troop inside that heal spell for the same amount. So having swarmy, like a lot of troops, is always better. That's why I'm preferring the rage with P.E.K.K.A. and cards, and then preferring the heal with giants and cards. So I feel like the air defense, obviously we're going to take that out. That's not going to be the big problem. But right now we're having like a split. I feel like the giants can be nicely used for side tanking, and then we have some archers for the back end to take or make sure that we're taking care of the blast bow. I mean, that's guaranteed, right? Like we have to take down the blast bow, and we can take down on the back end as well the multi-cannon and the Tesla. I feel like that is an option as well. I feel like I'm really not sure. I would just think about it a little bit, and then we're back with having a look at how that's going to work. And there we go. That is the army I came up with after thinking about it a little bit. So the reasoning behind that. First of all, archers. I feel like archers are really important in this one because we have a lot of exposed defenses which we can really nicely snipe, like the multi-mortars and everything. Then the giants, I have just explained how strong swarming troops with the heal spell is. That's the other reason. And yes, there's some splash with the crusher, with the giant cannon, but that shouldn't be that big of a problem, to be honest, with the heal. But that's the reasoning. I feel like we need this sustain tanking non-stop. Let's see if that's going to go down. Yes, it should go down with 2 archers. That's great. Now let's get ready. Let's get ready and hope for the best. Hope that's going to work. There's a couple of log traps already early on. Those guys as well are going for maxing out their traps, it seems like. Maybe because they're the cheapest. Like that's what some people like to do, using the upgrades on traps because it is really cheap. And that's what we did as well to get to Capital Hall level 8. For now, it's looking good. We have our super wizards doing some splash. The cards are doing a great job as well. We can use the archer around the top side to snipe that spear thrower to make sure that there's no damage on the back, like on the flank of my cannon cart, which cannot reach. But the heal spell was really not that far inside. I am kinda not sure right now. This would be so bad if we would fail this. Please don't tell me. This would mess up the entire video. Okay, we have 1 giant. We have the 2 wizards at the bottom side, nicely taking care of that multi-cannon. And then the archers are taking care of this back end mortars. And I feel like even though it's not a great attack, even though it is really close, we are getting it done, getting everything in. And thank goodness, this was brutal. And again, remember, do not invest any other troops you actually need, because they might die, which then is reducing your bonus clan gold. So overall, we get 54 bonus clan gold. I take that any day of the week. Let's see how far we actually are with our project. Like, how much gold have we actually achieved so far? And actually, we need to attack the same base again, because I feel like that's giving me the best reward based on just 2 attacks. Because I feel like, yes, we can take down most of those districts with 2 attacks, but they're just not giving that much gold compared to the Builder's Workshop of them. Like, that's like the reasoning. So if you take a look at that, it's 6,300. Yes, we might be able to take that out as well in 2 attacks, but it's less gold, right? So the same thing with, for example, the Wizard Valley. The Wizard Valley I attacked already in a stream recently with 2 attacks, so that is doable as well. But again, not the same amount of loot. And if you take a look then at the Builder's Workshop, we got around 8,000. You can see as well, we are... where we are. There we go. Nearly 16,000 with those 2 attacks. That's pretty good, I would say. So now, we got the last 2 attacks in as well. To be honest, I was a bit feeling like cheating, because we actually upgraded during the time our spell storage, which means I was able to attack with 2 rages and rage and heal in the second attack. So that was feeling a little bit unfair, but we're getting things done with the ranking. And now the question is, what are numbers you're looking for, and how I like the ranking, what do I think about it? And I have to say, the purpose of this video is kind of to bash people who are really high up there, which includes me, ironically. Because the thing you have to do to be high up there in this ranking is to be not a team player at all. Like, that's all what it takes. So for example, Gary, I have gotten, I think, twice or something this week with other accounts, like a 99 or 97, something like that. And he was the person who was willing to clean things up. Like, he said, okay, Itsu, no problem. You can save your attacks for your videos. I would just clean things up and get a 3-star for the team, and that's good. The problem, though, is that he's getting way less clan loot due to that, obviously. Which means is he now a bad player because he's a team player? No, not really. So all what I'm saying is I freaking hate this clan ranking info, whatever. I think it's useless. I think it's just counterproductive. I just don't like it. I think it sucks because all you're doing is promoting selfish players. That's it. If you have like an attack, like this attack wasn't even mine. Like Spartacus came up with the plan. So like this episode is all about being not a team player at all. And this was what this ranking is all about. And I wanted to say I would love to see the loot which you have collected so far in the attack log overview. That would be great. And remove the loot from this overview. Like it's just stupid. It just creates some chaos within the clan for no reason whatsoever. Because as I have just pointed out, it is no showcase of skill whatsoever. And if you're asking yourself how much loot should you get, be a team player, play with your clan together, play with your team together, and you're going to be fine. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.